here with my morning tea. I'm having peach and mango. I haven't had it in a long time actually, but this one is pretty good. But today I wanted to talk about the idea that you don't need to fit a certain agenda, a certain type of way, that this more perfect scenario, this more perfect version of you, it's not fair to you, and it's not fair for others to make that judgment. And I kind of just wanted to talk about it in this video. I feel like a lot of people feel broken and like they're not enough because of trauma, past relationships, anything like that, and it doesn't have to be that way. I feel like society, social media, all these people around you even push you into this certain agenda that you need to be this certain version of yourself to be worthy of love, worthy of acceptance, worthy of all these different things. And I just feel like why can't we accept that we're all human? You know what I mean? Like, we go through struggles. Let's not act like we don't all go through different struggles and we're not perfect human beings all the time. We all have our moments, and I feel like it would be a lot healthier if we recognize that and make it prevalent that you don't have to fulfill other people's needs in order to be the best version of yourself. Because even if you say that sentence, be the best version of yourself, it should be coming from yourself. That best version of yourself is you. You control who you are, not other people's agendas or perspectives or wants or needs or whatever. It's you. Self-worth and self-fulfillment shouldn't be fulfilled with success or productivity, appearance, all these different things. Like, you can't define that on self-worth. It should come from the way you act, the way you feel about certain things, the way you demonstrate yourself. You can't just determine it based on people's status or where they're from or any of that. It comes from their own actions and how they feel, and it's like you have to give other people that respect, and give yourself that respect. Worthiness isn't something that's like should be. I feel like a lot of the time we associate worthiness with being earned, like, you have a job, you have a thing, oh, you're worthy now. Like, worthiness should be unconditional, like, you notice how we do this with family members, for example. Even no matter how bad their status or their achievements in life, we don't care. We support our family members no matter what. We're there for them. We try to help them out. We try to give our own advice, of course, and there's nothing wrong with that. But you can't shape them to be who you want them to be. You know what I mean? So why can't we do that for other human beings? Why does it have to be only our own family member? You know what I mean? Why don't we give people a chance to be worthy and feel like you don't have to like throw them away? Like, it's not just, don't treat people like it's like it's Tinder or something. We're not flipping through people like it's that. We gotta be able to understand each other, be understanding that we have our mishaps, we have our traumas, we come from different backgrounds. We're all raised differently. We're not raised we didn't start from the same starter pack. Some of us got huge debuffs, some of us got huge boosts. Like, you can't just define someone based on where they're at in life. And it's a lot healthier if you give that perspective. And you would want the same for you as well. If you're down on your luck, you would want them to give you a chance. You know what I mean? Like, have respect for you and know that you're just struggling and you're going through a phase right now. Like, you can't just imagine if all the people around you is like, well, they're not my family members, so I'm just gonna ditch them. I'm not gonna see them anymore. It's like, what? You can't just throw people away just because they're going through a bad time. You know, it's like, have some empathy, have some sort of notion that we're all human. So many times, oh man, I can't even describe, like, I can't even think about one single moment. I'm trying to outline a single moment in my life where it's just so many times in life I felt like I had to adjust to be a certain way, you know, because I was a very introverted kid, right? And I had a way of doing things, and it wasn't really popular back then. It was, you know, the sports, for example. I didn't like sports, to be honest with you. Every time gym came up, I was like the worst. I would be the player that would get picked like second last. Maybe not the last, but like second last. I would give it effort, but I wouldn't see any return because, you know, sports is, I feel like you have to have your team. You have to have your people that bring you to sports, not just yourself. And I was unfortunately the one being pushed into sports constantly, and it was just kind of, it was really not enjoyable for me. But yeah, there's so many other aspects. It's just, yeah, like my nerdiness with computers. I never wanted to be this nerd. I tried to go outside of that, and I didn't embrace, you know, that I liked gaming, that I liked I tried to be more like, oh, I'm an outside kind of person. Yeah, I'm gonna be this, I'm gonna be that. It's like, I really needed to accept who I was as a child and have boundaries. But you learn, right? You learn. And I think as a kid, I wish a lot more people would have felt that I'm human and that I'm, you know, like, I don't need to be changing for them, you know, it's my life. And any type of growth is really beautiful, but it doesn't have to be valuable all the time, you know? Like, I feel like everything we associate success with money or wealth, or, you know, like we see like all the time on Instagram, you'll see people flexing like, oh, I'm out here, I'm right next to this car, when they don't even own the car. They took a picture of someone else that owns it. It's like, why are you faking this? Like, what? It's the idea that money measures success and growth, and it's just not true. Growth sometimes is crying and bawling your eyes out because you just went through a rough relationship and you're understanding yourself better. Sometimes that's growth. And sometimes growth is going on a bike for the first time, you know, like, it's the simple things. It doesn't have to be, you know, huge mansions or hotels or vacations or any of these things, you know. But yeah, I kind of wanted to talk about that in today's video, and I think it's very important to bring up and remind you that your self-worth is not measured by other people's perspectives, and you can choose it for yourself. But that's pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed some tea with me. Peach mango, pretty good actually. And I hope this video brought positivity to your life. If you felt that this provoked some thoughts, I would love to hear those thoughts in the comments down below. Much love as always, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.